know what this is. Your boy Teal 47 for real all day, AMP and popping off as much rugby league information as possible. Right now, getting back into the first games by every team series. And so you don't miss any essential rugby league information watching this video in its entirety, as per always. So, we are up to the Newtown side now for the first games ever by every team. Newtown, one of the very first teams, foundation teams in the 1908 season. Called the Newtown Jets. Some people also call them the Newtown Bluebags because they had a predominantly dark blue jersey. And Newtown Jets or Bluebags' first ever game, they lost to Eastern Suburbs. Eastern Suburbs Roosters 32-16 at Wentworth Park. And that was in obviously the first round ever, 1908 round 1. And after this big loss in round 1, 32-16, things definitely didn't improve for the rest of the season. And there's a most humiliating result coming up. So stay tuned in, coming up in round 9 of the 1908 season. Second last regular season game. There's a most humiliating loss that they did in fact suffer. And they only ended up with 1 win and 1 draw for the whole season. So they're only marginally better than in Cumberland and also Western Suburbs, who I've said many times before how dreadful they were in 1908. Newtown only marginally better, finishing in 7th out of the 9 teams. So third last, with 5 competition points from 1 win, 1 draw and 1 bye, and 7 losses. Whereas Western Cumberland, they just had 1 win and 1 bye, 4 competition points. And Newtown's attack was a particular problem. They only scored 70 points. So from 10 rounds in the 1908 season, they had a bye in round 7, meaning they played 9 games. They could only score 70 points from 9 games, just under less than 8 points per game. And in defence, they conceded 148, so they conceded more than double what they scored, which is always alarming, for and against minus 78 points. But in particular, first ever game, I lost to Eastern Suburbs 32-16 at Wentworth Park. The crowd, 3,000 people, the referee Ted Hopper, and the date, the 20th of April 1908, like we said before. And obviously, this is also Roosters' first ever game, but we'll get to that eventually. Not quite up to Roosters yet, but we will mention this game again when we do the Roosters' first ever game. So, Newtown's 16 points was 4 tries and 2 goals. Remembering tries were 3 points at the time, so 4 tries is 12 points, and then 2 goals is another 4 to make 16. Newtown player Jack Scott getting 2 tries and 2 goals for them. The Newtown player C. Manton getting 1 try, and the other Newtown player J. Williams getting the other try. Now for East, very, very tricky, but we're going to have to get through it. So East 32 points. It was 8 3-point tries, which is 24 points. 3 normal goals and 1 field goal. And back then, field goals were 2 points. All field goals were 2 points back then. Not just 40-metre field goals, all field goals were 2 points. So, Eastern Suburbs scorers in 1908 round 1. So the 8 tries, 4, believe it or not, 4 on debut, and obviously the first game he ever played. And in both Newtown and Roosters' first ever game, the player Johnno Stuntz got 4, believe it or not. 4 tries in the 1 game on debut. I find absolutely exhilarating. I find that absolutely incredible. So then, being really careful, there was another East player called Lou Puget, what sounds like a French name, and he got specifically 1 try and 1 goal. That's what he specifically got. Then there was another East player, Horrie Miller, and he got 1 try specifically and the 2-point field goal. The very first field goal in the history of Australian Rugby League. And we're obviously going to mention it again and jump up and down again when we do the Roosters' first ever game in a little while from now. Yes, so Johnno Stuntz 4 tries, Lou Puget 1 try and 1 goal, Horrie Miller 1 try and the field goal. Roosters player Dave Brown got 1 try. This is not Dave Brown who played for them in the 1930s and racked up points left, right and centre, different Dave Brown. And another Roosters player, W. Smith, got 1 try. Then there was another Lou, his name was Lou Jones, and he got no tries, 2 goals only. So that was a tricky one. These 32 points really tricky, but we got through it. So then, like I said, things didn't improve for Newtown after the 32-16 loss to East in round 1. And why not do the rest of the scores? Because it was only 10 rounds, so it's not too much to chuck in. In round 2, 1908, this time Newtown had lost to Glebe Dirty Reds 7-2, also at Wentworth Park. So at least they didn't lose by much, but didn't look like winning either. Couldn't get a single try, just a penalty goal, 2 points. In round 3, a bit better. They had a 13-all draw with Balmain at Perth Row Oval. That is the first competition point they've ever got. then in round 4, 1908, I should say, Newtown got their first ever win, and they beat Cumberland 16 points to 6, also at Birchgrove Oval. Then, look, the win was only against Cumberland, they got the spoon and who were useless. In round 5, reality set back in, and Newtown was swamped by South, 31 points to 3 at the Royal Agricultural Showground. Then in round 6, they lost again, this time to Newcastle Rebels, 17-8 at the Royal Agricultural Showground. In round 7, they had the bye, then they needed. In round 8, a 15 points to 7 loss to North Sydney at Wentworth Park. Then in round 9, like I said already, the most humiliating result possible, Newtown lost to Western Suburbs of all teams 6-5 at Wentworth Park. Believe it or not, West 6, Newtown 5 in 1908 round 9 at Wentworth Park, and that was the only game that West won all year. Wow, and I've harped on endlessly about how horrible West and Cumberland were in 1908, but the only game they did win, Newtown happened to lose to them 6-5. And then in round 10, just to sum up Newtown's pitiful season, the final result was a 21-0 shutout by North. North shutting out Newtown 21-0 in round 10 at Birchgrove Oval. So there you go. Newtown's first ever game, a 32-16 loss to East in 1908 round 1, and things not improving over the rest of the inaugural 1908 season. However, it only took Newtown 2 years to get it together. Only 2 years later in 1910, they won their first ever premiership. In the 1910 grand final, quite an incredible result and incredible rules at the time. The full-time siren had sounded and South led Newtown 4 points to 2. But Newtown had a penalty 50 metres out on the halfway line. The Newtown goal kicker, his name was Charlie Russell. Believe it or not, he landed the penalty goal from halfway. Landed the penalty goal from 50 metres, which made the score 4-all. But under the rules, there was no provisions for extra time. Newtown won by default because in the 1910 regular season, they'd gotten 23 competition points, and South had gotten 22 competition points. So, yeah, Newtown won the 1910 comp that way, and then later in 1933, Newtown beat St George 18-5 in the 1933 grand final, and then Newtown won their third premiership, beating North 34 points to 7 in the 1943 grand final. So there you go. So Newtown enjoying moderate success as the years pass, but the first year 1908 definitely struggled for street for them. And if you're still watching all the way through to the end, thank you so much for not missing any comparative rugby league information. And thank you so much for that head-twisting brutal support. You boiled a DL47 to the league.